former acting ICE director and former federal prosecutor Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, your reaction to what we're seeing here in New York City right now?
It's absolutely necessary to do so. And, you know, these are people that, at least the priority, are the people that had detainers when they were in jail and were released back in the street rather than turned over to ICE. So if New York City didn't want a massive ICE presence, they could simply turn over the criminals, but they chose and continue to choose not to do so. Just in 2025 alone, and we don't know the 2026 numbers, there were 7,000 ICE detainers that were ignored, meaning the city and the state chose to turn the criminal back into the community 7,000 times rather than turn him over to ICE. So absolutely necessary. Mamdani is going to use this to raise his profile, make a big stink about it, but it's something that is absolutely necessary for public safety and enforcing immigration laws.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that because there's two things happening. You mentioned Zohran Mamdani. So first, the Trump administration is moving forward with ending temporary protected status for Haitian and Syrian migrants. The Supreme Court did rule that the policy change could take effect, but this opens the door for DHS to begin enforcement against those who don't have legal status any longer. And then you mentioned Zohran Mamdani. Here he is.
We know that Haitian New Yorkers, Syrian New Yorkers, they are a part of the fabric of this city. And we also know that while a judge stayed that decision until today, that it still has left so many living in a state of permanent insecurity and anxiety. Our administration is not going to allow these communities to be terrorized on their own. We are going to be standing up for these communities, and we have instructed our Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs to continue to connect families to free and confidential legal help. We also know that Congress does have the power to give these families permanent protection.
So basically, New York City taxpayers are going to be paying for legal immigrant services still after the $12 million.
Yeah,
12 billion, excuse me. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's insane. You know, they'll be spending more money to provide benefits to foreign nationals that aren't allowed to be in the country rather than New Yorkers. But again, it's all self-serving for Mamdani because he knows it elevates him with the Democratic Party to oppose ICE, to oppose Trump, to be for mass amnesty, open borders. But this idea that people are being terrorized, it's utter nonsense. These people were notified over a year ago that their status was ending. They had their opportunity to go through the courts. The Supreme Court ruled they need to go home. This is temporary protected status, remember, based on an earthquake from 2010. Temporary needs to be temporary. And another thing that's even more cynical about the whole thing, the Biden administration was bringing these people in during the Biden administration 10 years later based on this earthquake, and so many of these people hadn't even been living in Haiti. They've been living in third parties. So it's this most cynical move by the Biden administration to shepherd in illegal aliens, and we know why, because they think they help them voting. But it's time to end. These people shouldn't be, they're not being terrorized. They should be thanking us for the time they had here, the benefits they had here, and they should go home. And incidentally, if they go home on their own accord, they get $2,600 from the government. So they should, again, be more than appreciative, and to act like anything wrong is being done to them is truly astonishing.
Well, yeah, but it's, again, you're right, it's a political benefit to Zohran Mamdani and to other far-left progressives. Liz Peek, jump in here.
Yeah, so it seems to me that he is really ramping up hostilities and confrontations in New York. I mean, now we're going to have confrontations with ICE agents going after people with detainers, which, by the way, seems to be a legally supportable kind of activity. But also, you know, the attack on the Fed building kind of just highlights the fact that some of this stuff is going to result in violence. He's encouraging protests against Netanyahu when he comes to town. It looks like the Ground Zero commemoration activities may have some confrontations. I mean, it's not just that he's putting himself out there. He's actually stirring up trouble, don't you think?
I think that is such a good point, Liz. That's what he's doing. He wants confrontations. He wants violence because the Democrats have really used this to elevate their cause. And then they could then blame it on ICE, and most of the media will take their side on it. But if he was responsible, he would say, hey, I may not agree with the law, but it's the law and it should be followed, and I'm not going to stand in the way. But instead, he, again, like you said, wants to stir things up, wants confrontation. And these ICE ICE agents are not only following the law, they're required to follow the law. They're required to enforce the law, and so is President Trump. So who's wrong in this situation? You know, legally Mamdani, but it's really shameful, cynical, but he gets a political benefit, at least within his party, with this.
Before you go, you know, a Biden-appointed federal judge in Massachusetts actually blocked the Trump administration from ending the same temporary status for Ethiopian nationals. Again, this is a clash over whether lower courts are ignoring the Supreme Court, which narrowed their authority over these decisions. How do you view the legal battle? And how do you think ICE agents meant to operate in situations like this are supposed to handle this now? I mean, they've got the backing of SCOTUS, but then the lower courts in some of these blue states and these Biden judges, to be clear, are going against ICE.
Yeah, it's truly amazing if you think about it. The Supreme Court, it's not like they ruled on this issue 30 years ago and there's new developments. This happened last month, and this judge is totally ignoring the Supreme Court. You know, he will get, I think, smacked down fairly quickly, and the ICE agents will probably wait until the next court ruling. But it just shows these district judges are out of control. Hey, your job as a judge is to follow the law, not to make policy. But it just shows how much effort is being put into thwarting ICE, to obstructing ICE on so many levels, when again they're just doing the job, enforcing the laws passed by Congress, and we should expect lower courts to follow the Supreme Court. It's hard to believe it's still going on after the June 25th ruling.
I know it really is. I agree, and it's just probably going to get worse, unfortunately. Jonathan Fahey, great to have you on the program. Thank you for being with me. We'll be right back, everybody.